Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Will Parker and how he could serve as an important piece on the chessboard in the final series for the Pies. It's time to talk all things black and white. Will Parker, when we saw his name on the selection table last Thursday going into the game against the Crows, we all thought, okay, this guy, he walks into the VFL, he gets 20-odd touches, intercepts the ball, not necessarily by marking, but by intercepting the ball at ground level. He does have an ability to do so. The question was, what does he bring to the one side? And I felt like this was the ultimate test, wasn't it? It was a win, a game that would have been going into it would be considered nearly do or die, right? We're nearly in that space, and for Will Parker to come into a game like that, hostile environment against the Crows, must win, top 4 up for grabs. There was a lot of pressure on this kid, and it was for another important reason. It was to release the shackles on off of Dan Houston, which allowed him to play on the wing and helped us get a couple ticks along or across the board. So not just by playing Will Parker, you run the risk. He needs to have a good game. He goes in and does so. But then you also enable Dan Houston to play free and express himself, and that's exactly what he did. We'll watch some highlights here that I've picked out for Parker. So we get an intercept here, Phil Thorpe, and then really this one's really simple. I just love the fact that Parker's forward thinking, in transition, forward half turnover, you've got to go. You've got to hurt them as quickly as possible. Get the ball in the hands of your best ball user, Nick Dacos, and then if Nick wants, he can give the hand pass, or if he has time and space, he can turn around and do his own thing. Can't quite remember how it panned out, but these are little things that you ask of Will Parker to do correctly every single time in these situations without hesitation, and that's what he did. Funnily enough, watching back this game, guys, players like Will Parker, players like Phil Thorpe, players like Fogarty constantly flirted with playing through the corridor. And sometimes there really is something in young kids just being fearless. And as you get older, you become a little bit more witty and a bit more risk averse. I think that's why sometimes it is nice to have these kids who have nothing. They have everything to lose and everything to gain in these type of games, but just inherently as a kid. I just remember when I was 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, I was fearless. I didn't understand what the repercussions were in certain that came with certain actions. So that's the space that players like Will Parker live in right now, which is why it's refreshing to see Will Parker take on difficult kicks and hand passes. But we'll see it more and I'll highlight it. Okay. And just composure from Will Parker. You guys asked, what else did you like about Will Parker? I loved his composure. So we have him just here defensively being accountable on Ben Keays, who's a great forward and a great lockdown defender in his forward half as well. It's just composure. This one was just a double effort. So a little bit of a fumble after the tackle, follows up and tackles Jordan Dawson. Jack Crisp probably needed every bit of that help given how tough it is to take down someone like Jordan Dawson. So just effort, composure, resilience, and boldness are probably the things I saw from Will Parker. It was 10 touches. It was just 10 touches, but every touch was valuable and told us a story. What do we have here? Confident overhead intercept mark on Ben Keays in wet conditions. You love to see those things. Where do we have Will Parker now? So we have him here. Ooh, let's try that again. That's not a square. Guys, by the way, if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you watching it but not subscribing? Give me a hand. Press like, subscribe, do your thing. This, quality. Let's watch this. So he's here, he's tracking, he's getting goal side with the runner who was trying to get front and center or trying to get behind this for something at the back. Quaynor with a little bit of a hospital hand pass to Houston. Will Parker, clean gather, bang. out to space, another hand pass, and they're out. That's the difference, yeah? Instead of smacking it on a boot and getting it out of your 50 at the cost of it coming right back in, Will Parker found a really nice hand pass on the outside in tough, wet conditions. What do we have here? Great read by Parker. Follow up. What happens? A tackle, strong tackle, probably holding the ball. Let's watch that back. That's incredible. How's this? So he's come off. It seems like he's come off his man. We've got two, because there's two here. Maybe there needs to be a bit more accountability between. See how there's like a bit of a wall, but it's sort of just defending a zone. But there was a little hole here between the forward 50 arc and the center square line. Will Parker sees that. Now, whether these are one of his players, I'm not too sure. Dawson wouldn't be his man. Maybe this guy would be, but I've got a feeling Parker's come off a man here. Follows up. He wouldn't have been on Berry. Sticks that tackle, holding the ball every day of the week, if you ask me, but we're in Adelaide, right? Don't mind this. Asking for the short. This is what we've been talking about, yeah? We need to see this boldness from our team. Why is Sidebottom not hitting this up? What have we got here? What have we got here? Look. Adelaide player front and center. Adelaide player ready for the crumbs here. Okay, I can respect that I can understand that there's what? Is that a 2-on-1? I see that, but I'd still like to see this. Open up angles. Go this way. Go this way. Maybe something here. Maybe then go there. The options are endless if we get it into the corridor here. What happens? Let's see. So it's a 2-on-2, by the way. It's not a 2-on-1. Adelaide well set up for this. They're going to recycle as per. It gets the intercept mark. Hey, makes it work. He's looking inside. What does he find? Look at this. This is the difference. Bang. Goes for the corridor. Doesn't quite work out, but guess what? It makes something happen. It creates chaos. Guys, is it not that obvious? Is it seriously that hard to see? You know what I'm saying? God, it's not complicated, is it? Have some balls, guys. Have some balls. What we're asking for. All right. Again, guess what? He's going to bite off a corridor kick. I don't mind it. We've been boring and predictable all game long. He mixes it up. He would have loved to have this on his left foot if he had another chance. I'm sick of players like Ned Long and others overdoing the check side kick. If your name's not Nick Dacos or Josh Dacos, probably don't do it. Use your left foot. Practice using your left foot. It's a skill. Add it. While it did nearly work out, this was not the intended target, that's for sure. There's no way. And that is that. What do you think about that, guys? I hope you enjoy that. At the end of the day, it's not too complicated. Be bold in these games. Remember this. Review it. And hopefully if we have an opportunity in the near future to take on the game earlier, look at players like Will Parker, who's willing to take it on, being fearless. Thanks for watching, and as always, guys, go Pies.